Coming up next, it's a UFC heavyweight division collision. All right, so here he is, one of the more prolific takedown artists in the UFC at present. And when you get some praise from Daniel Cormier when it comes to your offensive takedown game, you know you're doing something right.
And we talk about wrestlers and judo players and grapplers, but this guy just combines all of that. He is able to use foot sweeps from the grappling game. He is able to use throws from judo, and he's able to use wrestling from the wrestling game to take people down. He has an array of takedowns at his disposal, and he uses every single one of them. From the speed of the level change to the timing to the knowledge of where to go next when a guy starts to defend, he's truly, truly something special.
I don't think he could take you down, but tonight he doesn't have to. So in this matchup, prevailing wisdom is he'll be able to get this fight to the canvas. All right, so here he is representing the American Kickboxing Academy, the inimitable Khabib Nurmagomedov, and this guy makes his way to the octagon, DC. You run out of time setting up everything he's accomplished, but he always puts that status as an undefeated fighter and UFC champion on the line. He will do so again here tonight.
The moment he walked in the AKA, you understood that there was something special about Nurmagomedov. He was a guy that was always listening. Although he spoke no English, he was always listening and paying attention to try to learn and how to improve himself. In the moment he stepped foot in the gym, he was just open to each and every lesson, and now it's showing over the course of his UFC career. He was undefeated going into the UFC, and he has only built on that and become a champion, one of the most well-rounded fighters in all of the UFC.
You know, your college wrestling teammates have told me when you showed up at Oklahoma State, you didn't speak English either.
No, I didn't. It was all Southern Creole accent. It was all, hey, my boy.
Right. Well, your English is now very proper, and so is Khabib's, and he's back on the proving ground here tonight, again, trying to prove himself as one of the pound-for-pound greatest fighters on this UFC roster.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, a referee in charge of the octagon, Yves Loving. And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer, making his professional debut here tonight. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 265 pounds. Chico. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a grappler, holding a professional record of 29 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of the Republic of Dagestan, Russia, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Okay, guys, protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch love, do it now, go back to your corner.
They touch him up, and we are underway.
You ready? You ready?
All right, here we go with round 1. You are paid to tell us what you think is going to happen as an analyst. We have a striker, we have a grappler. Doesn't always play out that way, but what are you expecting to see in this one?
I'm expecting the grappler to try and go and make contact with his opponent. Right. If he can make contact, he can drag this fight to the mat. I expect the striker to try and maintain range with his jab, with his kicks, to make this a stand-up affair.
Oh, massive head kick there. We'll see if he can finish. Oh, straight right. Nurmagomedov gets tagged with a kick now. Let's see if he can round. All right, so there's the early takedown. He told us on Thursday he didn't necessarily see a path to victory if he couldn't get takedowns. That is certainly a good sign.
Right away, he got the takedown. I don't believe they could have imagined that it would work so well so early. Great job.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. Oh, man. This ground and pound is good. Probably my favorite striking realm in MMA, and he's as good as it gets.
The problem is his opponent is not controlling his posture. He's allowing his opponent to get up, and when he does, he creates distance and space to land these beautiful ground and pound combinations.
Hands higher, hands higher.
Well, we talked about his reach advantage off the top. Made good use of it there with that punch, DC. And he connects there, DC.
Great job landing that punch.
Oh, a little single collar tie there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a nice strike there by Nurmagomedov.
You're always beating wrestling when you fight Khabib, but you better be very wary of his stand-up. He's developing the skill every single day. Oh, he hurt it bad with a jab.
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense?
Can't take many of those, you better check.
So just over 20 total strikes have now landed for Khabib Nurmagomedov. Oh, and he caught the kick.
Big leg kick lands. Great punch landed with so much power. Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick.
Oh, look at that jab. Snapped his head back.
His jab gets to the target so fast and always brings his hands right back to his face.
Just over 2 minutes to go in the round. Under 2 minutes in the first round. Nurmagomedov gets stung by that leg kick.
Let me see those kicks.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. Really timing his shots nicely. Good tempo, very accurate, finding the range with relative ease.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of really overwhelming his opponent with activity. Look at him drive his shin into his opponent's body with that body kick. Ooh, what a punch.
Nurmagomedov gets absolutely pelted by that head kick.
Look at him chopping the wood. Chop the wood with those leg kicks.
And they separate. Well, you start to really worry about the wrestling, and there's that left hand from Khabib.
Underrated. I mean, it's a very underrated part of his game, his ability to stand and strike with anybody in the UFC.
Goes upstairs for an elbow. 45 seconds remain in the round.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he going to follow this one up? You take more of these leg kicks, you will not be able to be very active on your feet.
And both guys really throwing with authority. All right, single collar tie now. Oh, sneaky there. The ankle kick is good. Now to get him down, DC. We'll see how he chooses to proceed from here.
Got the ankle kick. Let's see how he advances from this position.
Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire.
And now he has a headlock trying to pin his opponent's back down flat onto the mat. Look for him to transition to an arm triangle to try to chase the finish.
Oh, and there's the horn at the end of the round. So the fighter was really caught in a submission there just as the horn sounded. Safe to say he was saved by the bell there. So back to the stools they go. 60 seconds to recover here. We're going to fight on, ladies and gentlemen. Another round coming up.
Boom, body kick right there. Landed perfect.
All right, here we go with round two. Round one, pretty good, not great, but some action on both sides.
We can't always hope for fireworks, John.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to deal with the ebbs and flows of a fight. In round number one, you saw both guys have success. Let's see who really charges out ahead in the second round. Liver kick, if you take those kicks, it's going to shut your body off.
Wow, what a head kick. Oh, big left. Not there.
Big punch lands in the middle.
Well, he's got the reach advantage. You might as well use it. Nice job there to find a home for that jab. Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. All right, so a nice job there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never... Oh, that was a big takedown. Is this the one that's going to break him?
All right, working inside the closed guard now. Lands with the ground and pound here. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Allows him to get right back up.
He did a great job securing that ankle pick, but did not react quick enough to secure top position.
All right, so just like that, back to a standing position. We will see who has the advantage. Well done to catch the kick. We'll see what he can do with it. And now he's got that tie clinch. We'll see what he can do with it. Muay Thai plump.
Look at the force behind that leg kick.
All right, so he's landed some good shots. You hate to be overly critical, but nothing really in terms of combinations tonight.
Well, the jab has been looking great. How about jab, jab, right hand?
Right.
Because eventually you're going to have to put something on your opponent that's going to really make him pause. I believe the jab has been working so well. If he drops a big right hand after it, he may be able to finish his fight. Oh, nice elbow. Straight punch lands.
Right hook to the head, blocked. Back to the left hand now, unable to connect. Lands flush with that right hand. Nurmagomedov's got a pretty deep bruise now starting to appear on the right side of his body. His opponent has done a lot of work in that region tonight. And he connects with a punch there. We'll see if there's more where that came from.
Boxing, boxing, boxing.
Well, DC, no denying he's winning this fight, and it's got to feel pretty good if you're a fighter. You put in the work, and it all comes together on fight night.
When it all comes together, nothing feels better. To go out there and implement the game plan.
Beautiful entry as he secures the double leg takedown. All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks.
Man, how fun is this to watch as he continues to dole out damage with the ground and pound.
Take it back to the days of guys like Mark Coleman, just beating people up in the ground and pound. This guy he jumps on a headlock. We call this in wrestling just a headlock. And if you're not careful, you can get stuck in an arm triangle. There he is, he's moving to the finishing position. Now watch, he goes parallel right next to his opponent. When it's time to finish, oh, he might have got him with a choke.
Oh, and that is it. Choked him to sleep with the arm triangle.
The moment he dropped his chest, it dropped all of his weight on his opponent's neck and put him to sleep.
Jiu-jitsu practitioners around the world celebrating the effort of that young man tonight.
Oh, my goodness!
Well, you've got to admire the toughness, right, to not tap out. Ultimately, he chooses to go to sleep, but offensively, near-perfect execution on that submission. Beautiful transitions, clearly loose with his hips, and everything he did on the ground was near-perfect technique as he ultimately gets the submission win tonight. All right, so a wild round and a wild sequence there on the ground, DC. Talk us through the highlight.
He's such a phenomenal grappler. I don't understand how people don't know that this guy wants to submit you. He is the best grappler, best submission specialist we've seen in a long time.
So there he is, your winner by submission tonight, and that is how you put the rest of the division on notice. A huge result for him here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 1 second of the second round. Declaring the winner by submission due to an arm triangle choke, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
All right, so what a performance by this young man here tonight as he gets the win by way of submission. He certainly put a lot of stock into getting the finish tonight, and he did just that. Congratulations.
It was a very tough fight. But he knew that if he did everything right, he can get to his position, which is the ground, and he would be able to find a finish by submission tonight. He did.